Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another StarCraft 2 cast for the LPS StarCraft 2 Open number 2. My name is Kopo, and today we're watching a PvP between RGNPerfect, which I do believe is RGNPerfect, spawning up in the top left-hand corner, and his opponent today is FusioNSlush, the orange Protoss down here in the right spawning position. We're going to call it 3 o'clock. They're deciding whether it's best of 3 or best of 1. Obviously, we're hearing it's best of 1. This tournament does run in the round of 64 as a best of 1 single elimination. I do believe the round of 32 transfers over to best of 3. So hopefully I do believe that's tomorrow. So we'll be putting up plenty more games for you guys to watch tomorrow as this tournament gets into its later stages. But for now, we're just weeding out the not the weaker players, but we're weeding out some of the players in an effort to achieve the best in this tournament. That's how all tournaments seem to work. So yeah, PvP, I think everybody knows how PvP goes. We see gateways. We sometimes see robos, but not always. We usually just see gateways. And usually somebody builds more gateways than somebody else, and usually the person who builds more gateways wins. That's just technically how this matchup seems to go. Both players are dropping their 12 gateway, maybe half a second apart from each other, and then building another probe. Chrono boosting out probes. This is so far an identical build. Nothing too cheesy coming out of either one of them. No gas being dropped yet, but I'm sure we'll see that on 14. Assimilator does go down for RGNPerfect, followed immediately by FusioNSlush and his assimilator. So yeah, this map I do believe is Naga Fortress, unless I'm very much mistaken, but I do believe that's what this is. Definitely not my favorite map, but it does lend itself well to PvP because in reality, this matchup never extends past one base anyways. So the lack of expansions to take and whatever is pretty much a moot point. Gas is complete for both players. We do see transfers over into those assimilators. Eventually, yes, there we go. And we see another pylon being dropped on 16. Yeah, completely standard stuff. Cyber cores are, maybe 3 seconds apart. That's how standard these opening builds are. Both players are doing so far the exact same build. I'm sure we'll see a little bit of deviation in a bit here, but for the first 3 minutes, obviously that's all we can see. So again, this is LPS, Last Person Standing. Check them out at their website, lastpersonstanding.org or .org.com. I'm sure our videos will be uploaded there, or uploaded on YouTube, but linked from there, so you guys can see exactly what's going on. Oh, last person. Last player? Last player standing, look at that. Oh well, I'll get it right at some point. Never hurts to be corrected from time to time. So here we go. Warp gate is starting for both players almost simultaneously. Yeah, 5 in-game seconds apart. That's hardly a difference at all. I'm sure that makes a difference at like maybe the tip-top highest levels, 10 years into Brood War and all the timings are figured out kind of thing, but we're still in the infancy stages of StarCraft 2, so we still can live with a little bit of deviation from perfect play. See another gateway going down here. Third gateway going down. Will we see a 4-gate out of rain? We do see only the 2 gateways being dropped. I'm waiting for the third. I'm almost expecting the third by this point. We do only see one additional gateway being dropped by FusioNSlush, so it doesn't look like he's going to be 4-gating. But by this point, you just can never tell. You see a stalker coming out for RGNPerfect, according to the production tab, and we do see a 3rd gateway now being dropped. So it will be a 4-gate out of RGNPerfect, which, like I said, one guy builds more gateways. That guy usually seems to win, but I sure will see if FusioNSlush can pull a miracle defense out, unless he manages to pull a 4-gate out of his own, which I do believe is not going to happen. He appears to be dropping a robotic facility. This 4-gate could hit him pretty hard. Hopefully he manages to maybe pump some sentries out, maybe an observer, and manages to scout this 4-gate in time. If this 4-gate goes unscouted, he will pretty much get rolled over, though. That just seems to be how his metagame works. Here's a pylon being dropped in low ground. Stalker spots it, seeing if he can maybe pick that away from afar, but here comes an additional stalker to pair up with his buddy and the probe, and only 1 sentry out here. Force fields around to prevent that stalker from getting up, and he has vision up to the top. He is able to pick off that one attacking stalker. Sentries do very little damage, so this could actually... Stalker takes a while to die, but there's a pylon being planted on the high ground, so we'll see additional warp pins coming in as soon as warp gate. Warp gate is now finished. While they're just waiting for those the minerals to be able to warp in units. Yeah, Rain is a little bit short on the resources. RGNPerfect, I should say. Perfect being the player. Rain being the clan. We see actually a pretty intense little micro battle here. 2 stalkers versus 3 stalkers and a probe. 1 stalker falls. 2 stalkers are going to gear out. Probes are pulled. 2 zealots being warped in. I do believe this is basically game here. Probes are doing a bit of an attack there, but I do believe they'll be able to be melted away by these stalkers. Additional stalkers coming in here. And as usual, it does appear that the 4-gate PvP is able to beat the 3-gate robo. 1 gate still isn't a warp gate, but I don't believe it matters by this point. The stalkers getting picked off. very, very quickly. And there's the well, ... GG. And FusioNSlush has left the game. He understands that he just got 4-gated and completely got destroyed. Very short game there, obviously, but PvP is usually just a one base, who can 4-gate better kind of thing. So that has been our PvP for today. We will be casting more games and putting them up later for you guys. See you guys later.